Today we're going to talk to you about how do you fund your startup in 2023. Get ready to take some notes. If you are looking to grow your startup and you're wondering, are you a venture capital type? Are you not? What does it even take? Pay attention, my friends, and let's get started. We've been fortunate, I've been fortunate to help startups get financing over the last decade. Well over 10,000 startups we've been able to fund. And at the end of the day, it's important to understand when we say startup, that doesn't necessarily mean, startup that's, a venture capital backed firm, right? Like you think about a Google, a Facebook, and Apple, those types of technology companies that had venture capital invested in them at certain points to grow. And so the bottom line is, let's start at the top of the list, right? Whatever business you're starting, you have to ask yourself, is the business I'm starting a candidate to be a venture capital backed company? And so when you're looking at venture capital, it looks so sexy, and we look at how Tesla's grown and all these other tech companies out there, and we start to believe, venture capital, can be a great way to fund your business. Here's how venture capital works. You basically, if you watch Shark Tank, you've got a business idea, hopefully you've got some sales, some proof of concept, and if they want to put some money in, you're going to give up, 10, 15, 20% of the equity ownership for that venture capital firm. So the bottom line is, venture capital, if you want it to fund your startup, the rules have changed. You're going to need a very clear, strong proof of concept that your product is working very well, that it has the ability to scale to the moon, and I mean big market potential, has the ability to become worth 50, 100, 250 million dollars, maybe even $1 billion unicorn. If it doesn't have that potential, doesn't have proof of concept, doesn't have experienced, what they call tenured founder, business owner, entrepreneurs, it's going to be very difficult, if not impossible, to secure that money from venture capital. The reality is less than 1% of businesses are going to ever qualify for venture capital money, and to do it in today's market, you've got to really be far along and established. The next option that a lot of people talk about is crowdfunding, and there are Indiegogos, these different crowdfunding websites, and these crowdfunding websites work really great if you're producing something in the arts, if you're producing music and maybe videos, movies, or you have a tangible product like a really cool knife that's going to disrupt the kitchen industry, or you have a really cool idea of a product that's going to make your camping experience better, whatever the case may be, and you're going to need to crowdfund to really build out that product and take it to the next level. Crowdfunding can be a very good way to go. Again, less than 1% to 2% of businesses will actually qualify and secure crowdfunding. So if you have that unique, sexy product that is very new to the market and has a lot of potential, and you need more money to develop and build out that product, if you can have a prototype, that will help. But again, just 1% to 2% of startups are going to actually get crowdfunding. So now we're still looking at 97, 98%. Well, hey, I'm going to go down the street to my local bank and they're going to get me an SBA loan. Well, here's reality when it comes to SBA startup loans. Again, very small percentages, maybe 5% or less of new businesses are going to qualify for SBA startups. And to qualify, what you generally need is, number one, you need a 25% down payment. So if you're trying to borrow $100,000, you probably need $25,000 cash, where you give it to SBA and the bank and then they give you the other 75, right? Or at least 10,000, maybe 10% down, but they're also looking for collateral. So you better be buying equipment. If you have an old 401k, they'll be glad to take that. And that's typically what it takes to qualify for an SBA startup. Where I find an SBA startup is really advantageous is if you're doing a franchise, you're opening a Subway franchise, or you're doing another type of proven franchise. SBA likes franchises. You're generally going to put 10 to 20% down depending on your level of experience and what assets or equipment are going to come with the business that you buy. So we've gone through venture capital, we've gone through crowdfunding, we've gone through SBA, and so really 90% of businesses, new startups, are not going to be a good fit for that. So what's another way for you to fund your business? And this is actually a very good option if you have an old IRA or 401k And it's just kind of sitting there. It can't be an active one from a current job you have, but it's an old one and it's sitting there for you, your spouse, or your partner. Then you can actually get a loan against that IRA or 401k. And there's actually a service where you can get this all set up, not pay early withdrawal fees, not pay any taxes, keep it making money, but basically get a loan on it. And really the loan is, you don't need credit to qualify, you just use that old 401k to qualify, and that can be a very good option. Of course, you've got friends and family. You can go ask friends and family. Maybe you've got a rich Uncle Bob who's going to give you some money for your business, or grandpa or grandma want to make that investment in your business. But be careful. If that's money they cannot afford to lose, you may want to definitely think twice about taking money from friends and family. Number one option out there is going to come down to your personal credit. You don't have a set up business, you don't have a bunch of business financials, you're a startup, you're trying to build something, and when it comes down to what's personal credit based, we're looking at really two products. We're looking at personal loans, and we're looking at business or personal credit card stacking programs that you can find a 0% interest rate. These are going to be without a doubt your two best options. And so for the thousands and thousands of startups that we've helped over the years, these have been the two options that most often are going to help them. So when it comes to personal loans, these are 5-year loans typically. The loan amounts can start at $5,000, go all the way up to $50,000, even $100,000. More typical is you're probably going to see a loan amount in the range of maybe $15,000 to $35,000 paid back over 5 years. Don't quit your day job. You're going to still need verifiable income from you or your spouse with your last couple pay stubs in order to qualify for that personal loan. If you're 1099 or you are already a business owner, then they'll look at your personal bank statements and personal tax returns. As long as you don't have too much debt and you can make those payments based on your verifiable income, then those personal loan options can be an option to look at, or they can also be an option to look at to pay down your credit cards that you might have used for your business, boost your credit score, and then you'll actually qualify for probably the most popular product out there to fund your startup, and that is a personal or business credit card, or hopefully multiple of those business personal credit cards with a 0% interest rate up to as long as 20 to 21 months with affordable payments, time to generate a strong return. You're going to need very good credit to qualify for that, at least a 680 or 700 FICO score. Your credit card balances need to be paid down around 35 to 40% of the limits, and hopefully most of your payments have been very on time the last 2 years. If you have that set up and you've got at least a $3,000 credit card limit with a couple years of history, and if you can have an auto loan with a couple years of history as well, that's at least 10 grand, those are going to be kind of some qualifying factors that will allow you to get anywhere from $5,000 to $150,000 in 0% interest business personal credit card stacking. And that can be a very solid way to grow your business and to launch your startup. So that, my friends, is the best way, all of the different methods and pathways to secure capital and startup funding for your new startup in 2023. So take action, my friends. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you've got any questions, comment and we will answer those. And share this video with other entrepreneurs looking to make their startup get off the ground and get the funding they need to make 2023 your breakthrough year.